welcome to Sparkle Vision. This is Lee.
And this is Court. Today we're going to go through Lee's Disneyland park build while I talk about my recent experience with my day at Disneyland in California just a couple weeks ago. It was, I want to say still overall I had a nice time, but there was a lot of things that went wrong that day, and it was a little disappointing because I was so excited. It's been 10 years since I've been to the parks, and we used to go every year growing up. So I've been like 15 times, and we've done Disney World 3 times, and Paris Disney as well. Absolutely love the parks and have always had really good experiences. So this time was disappointing in a lot of ways, but I mean, it's still Disneyland, so I feel like all day I was like, it's okay, I'm in Disneyland. Every time something went wrong, I'm like, it's okay, I'm in Disneyland.
But I think what you have said, essentially, it's overcrowded.
Yeah.
They're letting too many people in, so the rides are getting stressed.
Very stressed. Every time I open, so this was my first time using Lightning Lane, and every single time I opened the app to see what ride to go to next, one of the major attractions was shut down for maintenance. Like, it was broken down. And we had multiple times in the day where we saw that a ride was open and had like a good wait time. So we're like, okay, quick, let's head over there. And we'd get there and it was shut down because it had broken down. So I've never had that in my many times in the parks, and each time we went to the parks, we were there for like 5 days minimum. So it's not like I've gone to Disneyland 15 days period, right? So it's like I've been there on bigger trips where that's our whole trip, and I have on occasion gotten stuck on a ride. I can think of 2 off the top of my head. One was Indiana Jones, one was Splash Mountain, and that's about it. Like, the Splash Mountain one, we actually had to like get off, or no, it might have been Grizzly River Rapid that we got off and we had to like go down a staircase. But I've just never experienced this level of, sorry, the ride's closed right now, which was really frustrating because we just constantly had to zigzag through the park, and it just made the day feel really frustrating, especially for the amount of crowds, because we went the first Tuesday in June and it's still technically off season,
right?
Because a lot of the kids in the States are still in school, and it was probably one of the busiest days I've ever seen in Disneyland. Like, because we always have gone in off seasons, but it was packed. Like, there was people everywhere, and like the lineups weren't terrible. They were like usually between like 45 and like 85 minutes, which isn't bad.
And if you've never been to a Disneyland park, they're vast.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
we're talking huge areas. So, I mean, well, what do you think they're letting in? 60,000, 200,000?
It's gotta be, because there was never a point when we were walking that we weren't surrounded by people at any point in the park.
I didn't know that.
No, it's miserable.
We have been very spoiled in the past because we have family in California, and anyway, we're Disney fanatics, and, and our whole family has loved Disney for a long time.
Yeah.
And we have made our holidays around parks.
Yeah.
So it's just disappointing.
This
is the new tiki bar where you get the Dole Whip.
So cute.
We should get a little animation that's a Dole Whip.
That would be so nice.
Not animation, but a little,
little recipe. Yeah.
And the new tiki
Enchanted Tiki Room.
Enchanted Tiki Room. And I think this is the Disney World.
Yeah, it definitely is. That was one of the bummers. The Tiki Room is one of my favorite rides, and it was closed when we were there, which is whatever. It is what it is. There's always going to be maintenance, which is fine. But I can't imagine that breaks down more than the rides we went on.
No. But I think our point of view is coming from if you've never done a Disney park and this is your first time going to a Disney park, I think it's sad that this is the experience that people are having.
Yeah.
Because we were used to just running around and taking pictures, and there wasn't massive crowds, and we could get on 13 rides a day. Yeah. 14 rides a day. Like, now, you're going to be in line for 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
It is a lot. And it just, nothing seemed to work really seamlessly with the lightning lane. I felt like it was kind of a waste of money and time at the end of the day. We only were able to use it 3 times, and once, the very first one, we go to Toontown to redeem it for Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, and literally as we enter, they go, "Oh, sorry, the ride's closed. You'll have to come back later." So, like, we went from Main Street to Toontown.
They're stressing them out.
They are stressing them out. It's insane. So then it's like, so then we went and we did some other stuff, and then we went into the Star Wars Land, which I was very excited for, and we went on, we went to Rise because the lineup was only 45 minutes, and then we get there and, sorry, the ride's closed down. So we go over to Smuggler's Run.
New rides.
These are brand new rides. Like, these are only like 3 or 4 years old. So, like, how are these breaking down at the rate?
Well, because
like,
that's what everybody wants to go on.
Yeah.
And so they're getting just heavily used. And they are going to be doing, I think this is just in Florida, they're going to be doing a new villains area.
Yes.
So I think, again, I don't know how much more they can expand Disney in California.
Yeah.
Because
there's not a lot of space.
They don't have any more land.
Yeah.
But Florida, there's still a lot of land. So I think, like we were saying, the next time, if we're going to actually spend money to do Disney again, do Florida.
I think that's the way to go for sure.
Because you can spread out more. You can go to
Yes.
Epcot. You can go to Animal Kingdom. You can do this. But I think with Disney, and you didn't even go to California Adventure.
No, we did Disneyland only. And so...
Is it still called California Adventure?
Yeah, okay. It is. Yeah, DCA. So it's like, it was just insane. Like, we got on like maybe 8, 9 rides. We did, when Rise of the Resistance was closed down, then we went over to Smuggler's Run. We went back to Rise, waited, I think about 85 minutes, maybe 75 minutes in the lineup. Only for then, it's our first time on the ride.
That's a long time.
It's a long time to wait. Yeah.
And that's a lightning one?
Yeah, okay, so that one wasn't a lightning one, because you have
okay.
to pay extra for that one, because it's not included with the regular lightning lane. So you have to pay extra for the lightning lane, and the longer you wait throughout the day, the higher the price goes. So by the time I looked at purchasing a lightning lane for it, it was, I think, like $80 American. And I was like, I'm not spending like $120 Canadian to ride a ride when I'm already here, and I already spent $530 some Canadian to be here for the day.
One day.
Yeah. So I was like, that's insane. So we stood and we waited in the lineup. But the thing is I saw where the lightning lane ended up, and we still had a considerable wait. Like, it wasn't, well, not a considerable wait. It's pretty much like the entry. That one was okay, but this is what I noticed is a lot of the lightning lanes don't actually get you as far as like the fast passes used to.
Yeah,
so,
the fast passes, you just kind of almost just walked on the ride.
Yeah, whereas a lot of these aren't set up to...
They're selling too many of those passes, too.
I think so.
Yeah, Disney has to restructure something, because I do...
There needs to be limitations on some of these, like, for how many people they do.
Well, what I have heard from... there's a Disney community on it and everything like that, is what they're hearing is the exit reviews are people are saying it's too expensive, it's too crowded, and we're not coming back.
Yeah.
So I have heard that, you know, Disney corporate does know this, that the exit, like, reviews are not good, because you are spending a lot of money. And I mean, don't get me wrong, go to Disney. We love Disney.
Yeah, I was so excited.
But I think you gotta go for multiple days.
Yeah.
And not try and do everything in one day like you guys do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's possible anymore.
I don't think it is. Because 10 years ago, we did a single day. We did both parks and had no problem. We had such a wonderful day.
That's us too. The last time Al and I were in Disney, we did California and we did Disney, Magic Kingdom one day.
Yeah. Yep.
No problem.
No problem at all. And then it was like, so then we
got on a lot of rides.
Yeah, exactly. That was, we did tons of rides. It was amazing. But this time, not so much. And then we finally get to the front of the Rise of the Resistance lineup, and then you're split into 4 colored groups, 4 people in each group. And so our group was, I can't remember, I think it was gray. But so there's like gray and blue. So the cast member comes out, says, okay, gray and blue go to the right car, and orange and red go to the left. So we're the last ones to enter the room to go into the car. And all of the people were in, like, they were like clearly traveling together, and they just went where they wanted. So there was no spot for my husband and I to sit together. We had to sit in separate rows. Luckily, we were able to be in the same car, but...
And the poor cast members, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't start yelling at people and calling security and hauling people off rides.
Exactly.
You just can't. Because it's usually young girls and that...
It was,
they don't have it in control.
No. And it's like, they did make an effort, but the people literally ignored them.
Yeah.
So they, like, wouldn't make eye contact. The one group was like, that was in our car, were like, yeah, we were blue. And they were supposed to go in the, like, anyways, it was just, like, such a nightmare. I was just like, you guys are just jerks. And then it kind of, like, it really, like, tainted how I felt about the ride. Because it was just like, then I was just miffed that it's like, you seriously can't follow these instructions. Like, these were not difficult instructions. And you did this intentionally.
They're
like,
choosing not to.
Yeah, like, and so I was kind of miffed about that. And then after that, then we went back to Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. So we get in the lineup. Again, Lightning Lane, we still had we still waited probably half an hour.
Right.
So it's not like
you're zipping on.
No, for paying as much as we do, I feel like you should be zipping onto the ride.
But now they want you to do the, what is it, a $4,000
yes, it's the
day,
super expensive one.
And you literally, your whole family, they just walk you on.
Yes.
Somebody escorts you onto all the rides. So if more people are doing that, so now you got the big line. Now you have 3 different lineups for one ride.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's overboard. Disney
is.
It's just overboard.
It is. And so then while we were on the Runaway Railway, it broke down for like over 3 minutes. We were stuck in this area where Daisy is like teaching you how to do the can-can, and we're all just like, I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is my day at Disneyland. Like, every ride, like, just every time we went to do something, there was a roadblock. And it was...
and then the Dole Whip.
Oh yes, my Dole Whip. This is the perfect metaphor for the whole day. I like hobble off of Indiana Jones because I ended up getting so many blisters it wasn't even funny. And we like, it's the end of the day. We did like only one more ride after this. End of the day. We go and we get the Dole Whip. My husband takes a bite out of it, and it's like this big, it looks amazing, big Dole Whip. And then he takes his spoonful out, and it's completely hollow in the middle. So they went all the way around in a circle, all the way up to the top. So it looks like you have this big, amazing like portion of Dole Whip, and it's empty in the middle. And I'm like, well, if that doesn't really like sum up my day at Disney, I don't know what will. And then it was like, and just after that, we went and just before that, we had gone for the fireworks, and we went at 9 o'clock. We found a really nice spot to see the fireworks. And at 9:25, we get the announcement, sorry, due to high winds above the park, we can't do the fireworks. And I'm like, of course not. One thing I will say, though, is from years past going, when it's been bad weather, there weren't projections on the castle or on Main Street. So, like, you literally got nothing. So,
that's true.
So at least now you do, like, we got the projections. We got to hear the amazing, like, because they did, like, a whole...
yeah, and those parades and those productions are extravaganzas. They do them. They're amazing.
They're so amazing. So I was still happy that I got to see that at least. That was really cool. And then I decided to forfeit Fantasmic because I was like, oh, well, if there's no fireworks. We're literally in the lineup for Thunder Mountain. That's our last ride of the day. And Fantasmic's going off, and it's like, you hear all the fireworks going. And I was like, are you actually kidding me? Like, it was just like, I was like, I'm not going to cry. It was like the scene from Jumanji with The Rock where he's like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I'm like, I'm in Disneyland. It's okay. It's okay.
I know, you got to check yourself. I think it's just because you guys did one day.
Yeah. If we had done several days, there wouldn't be as much pressure on the one day to go well, right?
And I think that's just a lesson going in the future that
you do need more time now.
You need at least 2-3 days.
Yeah. Which is crazy because it's like $1,500, but whatever.
I know.
But it's like, I did by the end of it kind of get more of a handle on the Lightning Lane. The mobile ordering for the restaurants, is absolutely spectacular. So while we're on It's a Small World, we're like, hey, I'm getting a little hungry. So we ordered like a Monte Cristo over at Cafe Orleans. So it's like, so that we could just go.
I haven't been there since all the
Yeah.
digital stuff. It's been a hot minute since.
That piece is amazing. I would not change that at all. And nobody uses it. So we like never had to wait for our food. There's always these massive lineups for all of the food spots. And we just always went right up to the window and was like, here's your order. So
that's a nice trick.
Yeah. So that actually felt very special and like a normal Disney experience where things are going your way. But
you, and then to end on a positive note, you loved Tiana and you loved the new Mickey Minnie.
Yes, even with it breaking down, hands down my favorite ride. I thought it was so adorable, and they have this sweet little song that plays throughout it. So cute.
And that's what's it called?
That's the Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Okay.
So the premise of it is that Goofy's taking you on like a ride, like he's the conductor of the train, and you get disconnected from him. So then it's like you go to the bottom of the ocean, and you go through like all these different areas, and you see Daisy and you see Donald, and anyways, it's really cute. But then Tiana's, oh my gosh, I wish we had more time and I could have done that several times, because I had watched the ride-throughs on YouTube and I was like, it's lame, I don't like it, it sucks, blah blah blah. But oh my god, being there in person on it, so much fun. Even though the person in front of me was elbowing me in the kneecap the entire time, but whatever. I'm at Disney.
I keep telling you.
I should have been more violent.
Just need them.
That's right. They'll figure it out that it's a human and not the boat. But it was so fun. They have lots of they have songs from the movie throughout the beginning part of the ride, and then you like Mama Odie makes you little, so you're either like a frog or a bug or something. So all the animatronics get really really big, and then you go up to go down the drop, and then that's when you become human again, and so then you go down and around the corner to the big celebration. So the only thing is, I do wish that the big celebration was either like down in New Orleans, that song. I wish it wasn't like a new song, because it's also like the sound was kind of hard to hear, like you can't really hear what the lyrics are, so it was kind of like, I get what they were trying to do with it, but oh my gosh, I loved it. I thought that was probably the most fun I had, and it still felt very nostalgic, which was fun, because that was the thing for me, is it's like a big thing with Disney is just the nostalgia of the rides and everything. And so that was my biggest thing with Splash Mountain. I was just like, oh well, I love the idea that they're re-theming some of these rides.
They
I'm not
they
against
have
it.
so many new movies and characters, and these young kids that are going there now know Tiana. They don't know Song of the South. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can introduce whatever you want to introduce, but I think they have Star Wars, Indiana Jones, they have all these new Pixar movies, they have all these new movies coming out, Frozen, this. I think you should absolutely, I have no problem with them retheming it. I think the only thing that we were disappointed with the Tiana one is people want her epic gown, they want the Bayou wedding scene, they want the villain, right? Like, so I think we didn't understand why they did that, but I'm really glad to hear that it was a really cute ride.
In person, totally amazing, lots of fun, and like the energy is so right for the ride. So overall, just go for more than one day. Don't put so much pressure on a single day to get everything done, because it's just not possible anymore because of how many people they let in the parks.
Yes, and hopefully that will change in the future.
Hopefully they can make some changes.
And I am very excited, again, if we ever, I'm really hoping that we'll get to Disney World one day.
Yes.
But I want to wait in a little bit, forever, for the villains. I
want the villains so bad.
The villains,
I agree.
Park,
the area or whatever. Yeah, well, that's the little build and my woeful Disneyland day. Maybe we'll put a picture of my sad Dole Whip at the end of this video.
We should. The Dole Whip should make an appearance.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today at Sparkle Vision.
Hit like and subscribe to see more videos soon. See you next time.
Bye-bye.